So, school districts and families across the country struggling to figure out how to start this next school year and how to keep families safe during this pandemic, as we hear from newsman Alex Hogan.
Some parents saving up for private schools with open campuses, while others getting creative by bringing school home and forming pods of children to learn together in person. But economically, that's not an option for all families. According to a Fox News poll, 2/3 of parents want their children to attend public schools this fall in person to some extent. Even if that happened, little would feel usual. Kids would learn from 6 feet apart, unable to play or even sit near each other at lunch. With so much uncertainty, the American Federation of Teachers Union, which represents 1.7 million school workers, sharing their new safety requirements and threatening strikes if they're not met.
Yeah, the decision over reopening comes as Johns Hopkins University says nearly 100. Well, they say about 150,000 people in the U.S. have died from the coronavirus. And leaders from the country's second largest teachers union have announced that they have approved a widespread strike if schools don't take the proper steps to protect teachers and their health.
Well, I think it's kind of ridiculous that it's like they're assuming that no one is going to do anything to make schools safe. Of course. Every step is being taken. It has to happen. There's no other choice.
Who are they mad at? You're the one that works there. What have you been telling the principal? What have you been telling the school board you want so that you can come back to work?
Right.
Well, are they not listening to you?
Are you wanting cement between you and the kids, and they're not going to do that for you? What is it that they're not going to provide? And I would also ask a lot of these teachers, how have you been living your life? Have you literally not left the house? Have you not been going to Home Depot or restaurants or anywhere at all?
Tony in Austin. Good morning, Tony. What's on your mind?
Hey, guys. So we're talking about these teachers and the COVID thing. My comment is this. Teachers are concerned about protecting themselves, and sounds like they're being vilified for that. But yet,
no, not vilifying.
Let me finish. But yet, we're waiting for our sports to come back, and the NBA is in a bubble, and the Major League Baseball doesn't have any fans, so we're protecting these millionaire athletes. But we're mad at the teachers for wanting to be protected. I don't understand that.
I really don't give a rip about the National Football League or Major League Baseball or hockey or basketball. I really don't care about those athletes whatsoever. They're going to be fine. I am concerned about the jobs that are lost inside those venues where they play. Yeah. You know, the ticket takers and the ushers. I mean, those people need their jobs. Nobody is vilifying teachers except maybe one Cedar Park City councilman. Give them what they want. Well, give them some choices. If Miss Crabtree wants to teach her English class from home, then let her. And if your child does better with face-to-face interaction, then maybe that child goes to a different classroom where there is a teacher in it.
And does Mrs. Crabtree not have any control over how she conducts the class and the kind of social distancing that she does herself? Does she have no control over any situation in the classroom?
I think every teacher's desk, every desk that a teacher sits at should be just encapsulated in plexiglass. The whole thing. So when she or he, they're already in the classroom before the kids get there. They just stay right there inside the pod.
Right.
24/7.
And it has a separate oxygen supply.
JJ in North Austin, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
I want to weigh in on the school situation. I've got 2 kids in Austin Public Schools, and one of them's been in there, some 10 years. And we just got a letter from principal of the high school, and it just, as a taxpayer, it just infuriates me. Their plan, once they do get face-to-face rolling this fall, is to, I just thought people should know this, is to create sort of a warehouse situation. I'm reading from this letter, they are going to put 12 randomly assigned students in a classroom with a randomly assigned teacher. Each person will be doing their own individual schedule. The teacher will be teaching online from a desk at the front of the room. The kids will be doing their own work at their individual seats in the room. And that's what they plan to do. It's essentially virtual learning, just sitting inside a classroom.
Yeah, that's called.
And the kids will just sit there all day long.
That's called going to the library and logging on. And that's pretty much what they're setting up.
It's like detention. And to me, what it says is, if you're going to force us by sending your kids to school, and if we're going to be forced, to do this, well, here's what you can expect. To me, it's like punitive.
JJ, how old are your kids, and what would you like to see in the next school year?
In my opinion, I honestly, it really is immaterial to me at the end of the day, whether it's virtual or in class, because the public school system in Austin has completely shifted its focus from academics to social concerns.
It's true.
I sit in on these meetings. The number one priority is island of safety.
Oh.
The number one priority, by that they mean, tolerance matters, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I know.
Intolerance.
It's a philosophy that of coddling kids, and that's the reason why you have so many kids crying and trying to burn buildings down right now in some cities. We've coddled them too long. We've done too much. We've done this. Let me try to explain this. As parents, we've done too much of trying to clear the road for their path and their journey, as opposed to preparing them for the journey and the road.
Yep.
We've cleared the runway.
The whole focus of the school district has completely shifted.
Yeah.
Academics is a secondary concern. The primary concern is social and emotional learning, which is, one point of view is strictly. And
that's
and social services. Social services for the 55% underprivileged folks.
JJ, that's where every individual learns about their own personal victimhood. That's how they learn to be a victim.
Embrace your victimhood.
Yeah, embrace your victimhood.
Yeah, your very own.
Let's see. Ryan is checking in from. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, I still am curious, Todd, and we've asked this question, but there's still, I still don't know what's going to happen. The fact is, no matter what safety protocols are in place, some kids are going to test positive for COVID after going to school. So
was a teacher. Yeah.
What happens? How do they and I'm not saying they should not be back in class. I think they should, but still, that is out there. When this happens, and I'm not saying the kids are going to get sick. They probably won't be sick, but they'll test positive for the virus. What happens? What do they do?
That's what we're describing is this next school year is going to be virtually impossible. Seriously, because not every kid can learn remotely. They just don't have the access to it,
or the parents to support it.
Or the parents are going to support it.
Right.
You're right. The kids that are already kind of behind, they're going to fall even further behind.
Yep.
Because they got no parent involvement.
No.
They got no access.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like going ahead
But you're right. If we get all the kids and the teachers back in the classroom, Billy sitting in the middle of the classroom, he's going to come in one day sick, and the next thing you know, everybody in the classroom has to quarantine for 14 days.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
no, I think you're right. I think this could transform public education as we know it. It may backfire against those teachers' unions.
Well, just given everything that the teachers are wanting and so many people are wanting and all the concern, I don't know how. I think they should be back in class, but at the same time, I don't know how they're going to make it work.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I think everybody on all sides of the issue can agree that kids need to be with their teacher.
Yeah.
And teachers need to be with the kids in a normal situation.
Right.
If we didn't have this pandemic, that's the best way to learn, right? I think. Ryan, real quick in Bastrop, what you got, my friend?
I just wanted to say, my wife works for a small shipping company, and basically in the beginning of all this, nobody expected it to go this long. So basically, they offered their employees, full pay if they didn't feel comfortable or if they were sick, stay home. Well, that went on for a while until they started falling behind within their business. So basically at that point, they had to reevaluate the whole situation, because everybody seemed to be sick every other day. Everybody had an issue. Everybody was scared, blah, blah, blah. I mean, immediately when they switched over and went back to basically, hey, we're not going to pay you anymore, everybody seemed to not be sick anymore. Nobody had an issue with it. Everybody was showing back up to work. And I honestly think that that's the case with these teachers. At the end of the day, they're getting paid to do half the work. They're getting paid to stay home. What makes them want to go back to work? I mean, it's the same thing as basically giving somebody $600 extra bucks on their unemployment.
Could be, Ryan. I hear what you're saying, man. We're up against the clock.
The Todd and Don Show.
Listen, I want to tell you about the home health experts at Zero Res because, well, they can come out and clean your carpets like nobody else can. And they don't use any chemicals, no detergents. And this process only takes about an hour or so to clean 3 carpeted rooms. And they'll do it for $119. Is that right? That's correct. 3 rooms clean for $119. Plus, they'll clean 100 square feet of tile for free. Brad and his team at Zero Res, they do it right. With a powerful truck-mounted system to clean dirt, dust, pet hair, and all of the contaminants that are trapped deep inside your carpet fibers. You'll be able to breathe a little bit better inside your home. Reach out to Brad and his team at Zero Res, 290-9990, 290-9990, or online at ZeroResAustin.com. That's ZeroResAustin.com.